folks. Good morning. Thank you all for your attendance. Bringing you out bright and early. Dom, there you are. Thank you for the use of this lounge. At top table, of course, owner Tony Smith in his 8th season in charge of the Steelers, and we'd like to welcome our new head coach, Tom Barrasso. There will be, of course, time for one-on-ones shortly, but if I can just open the floor up, and if you want to direct any questions to either Tony or Tom, feel free.
Tom, welcome to England.
Thank you.
It works for you. I'm Bob from the start. What attracted you to Sheffield? What boxes did it tick?
Well, my primary focus, being in Europe for 3 years, has been to just keep evolving up the coaching chain. Worked in the Italian league, which turned into the Alps League, which is a great developmental league, but it's not. It's a notch below this league here, and so I felt like this was a move forward for me. Coaching better players in bigger arenas in front of more people, and it's one of the things that I was really looking forward to doing, was to get back into a real ice hockey building like we're in right now, and coaching in front of it when it's full.
Would you be able to describe your management style?
I think most of the players I've had in the past would say they've enjoyed playing for me. I think I'm fairly hard on the players. I make them work. But I would also think most of my players would know that I care about them, both on and off the ice. I'm looking for them to be better hockey players, but I'm looking for them to be better people too. At the end of the day, they're all going to be husbands and fathers, and I'd like them to learn from this experience of being a hockey player and become a better person through it, through the discipline that you have to be a good player, through the commitment you need to your teammates. I think they're all things that translate into other parts of our lives, and I'd like to see them take that. And when they're done playing, which is a very short window of time, be good people as well, be good in their communities.
You touched on how you're evolving up the coaching ladder. Are you ambitious to maybe go back to North America?
Not at all.
You're not?
Not at all. I have really enjoyed my time here. My goal has been to get back into the Russian league, which is a tall order. They've cut back on their import coaches, but it's tremendous hockey. And it's certainly the second best league in the world, and I do think it's an underserved market from a coaching perspective. I think there's lots to be learned all throughout Europe from North American coaching. North American coaching and European coaching are somewhat different in that the European coaches are much more skilled based. North American coaches much more focused on game preparation, and I think if you can meld the two of those together, you have a chance to be very successful over here, and that's what I'm working on.
So that's your plan, hopefully, to go back to Russia?
We'll see. I'm 53 years old. I'd like to do this for another 7 years and then reevaluate at that time. I retired. I did nothing for 5 years. And then I get back into hockey coaching and have loved every second of it. It's been a great rejuvenation for me. Be on the ice with the young guys keeps you young, keeps you fit. The work keeps you mentally sharp, and it's been great for my life. I've enjoyed it.
You've met the team already.
Yes, sir.
You had a practice with them yesterday. What are your first impressions?
Well, my message to the players yesterday was that they've all got a new lease on life. It's a fresh start for everybody. And while I've heard much about what's wrong with the team, I've made it clear to them that I would make my own evaluations. Watched a couple of the previous games. I know we'll be playing a different type of hockey than I watched in the video. It's not to be critical of the previous coach, it's just a different coaching philosophy. I do think we've got a lot to learn in a short period of time, so I do need their attention to get that done. But I do think we'll get better. I know I can teach it, and hopefully they can learn it, and that we'll play better because of it.
And your sort of knowledge of this league compared to where you've coached in recent years, what do you know about the league, the style, the sort of the quality? How's it regarded around sort of the rest of Europe?
I would say it's slightly better than the Alps League that I've coached in the last 2 years. The biggest difference being the Alps League is younger. It's more of a developmental league. There's probably more under 21-year-old players in the Alps League than there is in this league. This league is probably, I'm going to guess, 3 years average age older per roster. So you're dealing with more mature players who are bigger and stronger than some of the younger kids are. And that's probably the biggest difference. There's many players in this league that I've coached in the past or coached against in the past, so I'm familiar with the skill level and what to expect from those type of players. And I'm more than confident I know how to do that job.
What target has Tony, your new boss, set you for the remainder of the season? It's been a poor start, as everyone knows. Stuttering start, however you want to describe it. But there's still a lot of hockey to play. There's still a long way to go this season.
We haven't focused on any specific goal as far as an outcome. And I don't think that's the way to approach it anyway. I think the way to approach bringing in a new coach is the idea that we're going to improve. And we'll continually improve. And as our players develop more confidence in the things that I'm teaching them and in the structure that we're going to put into our game, we'll continue to climb up the standings. There's no point in worrying about where we're going to be in February. We need to worry about where we're going to be Sunday morning after we play our first game. And then we'll reevaluate and we'll keep learning and keep teaching. And we'll keep getting better.
Tom, will you be looking to bring in your own assistant coach, or are you going to stick with Mark Matheson?
At this time, I'm just going to go with Mark. I've been it's pretty much been a one-man show for me the last 3 years. If I start to feel as though I need some help, I'll bring somebody in. But at this time, I'm quite confident that I can run this show.
Have you got a boatload of new players lined up to follow you?
Certainly got a lot of emails from agents, that's for sure. But at this time, I don't plan on making any changes. And until it's proven to me it's warranted, I'll go with the guys I've got and give them the opportunity to earn their jobs and play well for me.
How long do you think it will take you before you've got your own handle on this? There's this perception that you don't score enough goals to individual. How long do you think it'll be before you've really isolated the root cause of such a difficult start?
As I said, I've watched 2 of the previous games. What I think will change is that we'll be stronger around the puck. Whether that translates to more goals immediately or not, I don't know. But what I do know is with better puck support, we'll control the puck more in the offensive zone. We will create more offense. And ultimately, if we can just spend more time in the offensive zone and I can teach them to defend better, which is the primary focus that we'll have in the next week, we'll be in games and we'll have a chance to win. And that's all I'm focused on at the moment.
Tony, what's the primary objective for you with this change? The short, sharp shot that gets the Steelers right at the business end of things in a few months' time, or are you prepared to look a little longer term?
I think we take it day by day, week by week. We're not in a great position right now, obviously. Almost bottom of the league, which is not a place that we used to be in, but we brought Tom in to correct that situation. And obviously we'd like to be number 1 by the end of the season, but we'll take it week by week, as I say.
How did the sort of contact come about? Was Tom's one of the sort of CVs that landed on your table? I mean, were you aware of Tom, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, we had a number of options on the table. A lot of CVs came across my desk, and we quickly decided that this was not a job for a first-time coach, a rookie coach. It's too big a job, too big a club. And Tom was one of 2 or 3 that we looked at very, very seriously. And the outcome was a very quick deal to get Tom into the club as fast as possible once we'd agreed the terms.
Tommy said that there's no targets involved, and I understand that, but you were a champion last year, and obviously you wouldn't rule it out this year, but given where they are now, and given what you've seen in those 2 videos, it's going to be a big ask, isn't it, to be in the running for you to repeat that feat?
I think it'd be a big ask to assume that you'd be a champion when you're in last place, for sure.
Excuse me, we're not in last place.
I think the longest journey starts with a single step, and we haven't even taken that single step yet. And that single step will be on Saturday. So we need to take that step and see where we're at, and then we'll move forward from there. But I think to put an undue pressure to say we need to get to a certain point until we have any basis of where we're at as a group, I don't think is fair to the players from my perspective right now. I think they feel the weight of underachieving at the moment. So I'm sure they're looking forward to having an opportunity to be more successful. But I don't think it adds any positive aspect mentally to start thinking about where we want to be too far down the road, because we need to focus on really short-term goals at the moment.
You sense lack of confidence.
So we skated yesterday, and I thought we had good pace and good enthusiasm, and I think the idea that the players feel a sense of relief that they're going to find another direction at the moment is palpable in the room. And that's what players need. Players, when they lose their confidence, they need to get a belief that things will get better. And that's my message to them, is that we're going to get better, and we'll get better every day.
How is this working in terms of structure? Paul Thompson, I suppose this is a question for either of you, but Paul Thompson was the head coach and general manager. Tom, are you the head coach, and then that's the 99% of it, or are you both? How's it pan out?
Tony and I talked, and all of the on-ice decisions will be based from myself. And he's shown confidence in me that he'll leave that up to me, and they'll run the business side. And between the relationships I have around the world at this point with different agent groups, hopefully if we ever need to find some players, we can. And I'm confident that my player evaluation is, I know the type of player I'm looking to bring in.
I think with regards to the GM side, we'll pick that up, which is a given really right now. We have enough staff and backroom people to take over Paul's responsibilities there.
Could you elaborate on that? You know, the type of player that you want to bring in?
Yes, we had a meeting yesterday, and we talked about team identity and the identity that we want to have. And the first piece of that identity is that we want to play a 200-foot hockey game. And that means I want players that value playing well in the defensive end of the ice just as much as they value scoring goals. Because we can't be successful if we have players that don't believe in that system. It's not going to work. So that's the starting point. You have to be committed to being good in our zone, and that will give us more opportunity than the other. Second piece of it would be I want players who are focused on what's in front of the jersey, not focused on what's on the back of the jersey. This organization has great history. Where I just came from has great history. It's really important you recognize that you're just visiting wherever you're at as a player. And the idea being that you should take some pride in making sure you do a good job for the people you work for, the community you're in. And those are the type of players that we're looking for. We're looking for guys that want to be here. We're looking for guys that want to play how we want to play, which is a 200-foot game with commitment to defense. And if we find those players, we're going to be just fine.
How much leeway is there in that respect in terms of changing personnel? So there's plenty of wriggle room, as it were.
Wriggle room, like that one. Yeah. There's scope. There's a budget there if Tom needs it. We've had a good discussion about that, and we'll wait and see what his evaluation is of players and take it from there.
That'd be the only thing I'd add. We're not looking to make changes. Like, what we're looking to do is get better with what we have, and that's the challenge that I face. And that's the challenge that the players face, because it's their livelihood. If they want to be here, they're going to have to buy in and perform how we're looking for them to perform.
Cool. Tom, the job of coaching Sheffield Steelers has clearly attracted you here. Mm-hmm. I'm intrigued to know what reputation Sheffield Steelers name still has, Europe-wide, worldwide. Does it still come up in conversation?
Sure. When you talk to any of the agents that I know around, they would say this is one of the top jobs to have. So that was the easy sell for me. When my agent called and said I'd be getting a call from Tony to have a little conversation, he just reiterated that if you're looking to move on to a quality organization that has good history, he said that would be a great place for you to go. And that's one of the reasons that I was able to leave. My contract in Asiago, I had the ability to leave if I found a better position. That doesn't happen very often in the coaching profession. So I wasn't just going to leave to take any job, because I had a job. I didn't need another one. What I needed was a good job with better opportunity, and that's what I look at this as. So that's why I'm here.